Hello and welcome to TechBrits, where we've just got back from filming the first episode of our other show, over at youtube.com/Ryan and George show. So
that's my spelling of George, not the normal spelling.
Yeah, the whole J's instead of G's. That's your catchphrase you're supposed to say.
Yeah,
that.
sorry, J's instead of G's.
Yeah, there we go. Now it feels a lot more natural. Let's start off with Office 365. So the latest version of Office has a lot of competition, especially from the likes of things like Google Docs, online free-based, very comprehensive suites now. So has it done enough? Well, all the reviews say that it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But they've switched to a different kind of model this time.
Okay.
So Office has always been really expensive.
Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah, and so it's been out of reach for a lot of people. I mean, they do have a student discounts and that sort of thing on it. But they've switched to a subscription-based model.
Okay.
Which is actually quite a good idea.
It depends how they go about doing it.
Yeah, it's $9.99 a month. I've not actually looked at UK pricing.
Well, if we're translating it with tech tax, it's about 10 quid a month.
Yeah, I was going to say probably. So, I mean, it'll be 120 quid a year. But I think to buy the software before, it was about like 200 quid or something anyway.
But what do you get with these subscriptions?
You get the whole Office suite, you get Word, you get PowerPoint, you get Excel, you get Outlook.
Oh, okay, so you're paying per month to get the software. So instead of paying once for it. Okay, I can kind of see that.
No, like I said, I think it's quite a good idea.
I thought when you said subscription model, I thought you meant that there'll be like different tiers. You pay $9.99, you get the basics, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then if you pay a little bit more, you get OneNote and all those. And pay a little bit more, you get the ability to print.
No, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, no, I think it's quite a good idea. But then the problem is, like I said, there are already very comprehensive online suites and offline ones. I mean, things like OpenOffice, free, open source, and like, I don't know.
I mean, Google Docs is pretty...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's pretty good in itself. So whether something like this can stand up to it is...
We'll see. I mean, the Office name is behind it, so it has got a fair chance.
It does. And I mean, of course, soon Office will be launching on these devices, iOS devices. Probably Android soon to follow. And yeah, it is a big brand. So, YouTube. A funny little service. You might have heard of it. You might be watching on it now. You are watching it on now.
Yes.
So... let's talk about a new model that they're starting, and that's perhaps paid subscriptions on that. So for the big channels, then soon you could be having to pay a bit of a monthly subscription fee for.
All I will say is they've already kind of leaning in that direction with the films. You know, you can rent films, you can... so I think some TV shows you can kind of like say, I want to buy this on YouTube, and I can see a direction... with paid subscription for larger channels, those larger channels are just going to lose audiences, I reckon.
Yeah, I was going to say, it won't be such a big thing, but I suppose it is kind of like a natural direction for them.
It is, but what I mean is like...
it's obviously... by this, it must be that advertising isn't working, but, I mean, surely I would have thought it would.
They are trying to... I mean, they've been changing the layout a lot. They're trying a lot of things to kind of get YouTube more business... They're trying to looking at the business side of YouTube a little bit more. One of our friends, Barry Aldridge, he did a video over his channel where he basically explained how YouTube used to be very community based, but now it's kind of going into the business direction. And we understand it's a business, but they need to find a good level ground. And at the moment, they are very concentrating on business side.
Yeah. Oh, well, that is the thing. It is a big rush now to get to the next step of TV and entertainment, and that is, of course, online.
But like I said, with paid subscriptions for channels, I mean, not us per se, but like, would you pay to watch some of the bigger YouTubers? Would you really go, yes, I'm willing to give money to watch this content? Or is it the type of content you go, I'll subscribe to this because it's funny, but I wouldn't actually pay money to watch it. I can go without it.
Well, I suppose it's the same kind of thing as buying box sets and that in shows. Like, you would watch a show on TV and you'd suffer through all the advertising, and although a lot of people skip it now with on-demand
TiVo and stuff like that.
But not everyone would buy a box set. Whereas there are maybe certain shows that you would. I mean, personally, I don't buy any box sets. If I've watched a show, then I've watched a show. If that was the only way I could watch it, then I probably would have to. But
yeah, so I suppose I see what you mean there. Like, if you're a die-hard fan of a specific show, you know, you like, for me, I'm going to be buying the How I Met Mother box set when that comes out, the full 9 seasons. So, you know, there are certain exceptions, but I don't think on YouTube, because YouTube, obviously, you've been so used to just subscribing for free. Like, lots of YouTubers are saying, hit the subscribe button, it's free. But it's like, hit the subscribe button, it'll only cost you $5 US. It doesn't
roll off the tongue.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as well, exactly. No. So, I don't know.
Like you said, it is, since people are already used to getting it for free, it's going to be a problem. But I suppose it is also, like I said, a natural evolution for YouTube, and all the sort of new crowd then coming up, I suppose, will then have to get used to buying it.
What would you do? Like £5 a month, and you can watch a month's worth of videos, and then the YouTuber decides to make one video that month.
So I think they're starting this off with, I think it's about 25 channels at the moment, so it's only a very small percentage.
And I don't think this would work with vloggers either.
No, I couldn't imagine.
It would have to be long form content like ours.
Yeah, but I can't see us monetizing ours in that way anytime soon. No.
I reckon we could safely say we will be free until we are forced to sort of charge.
Basically. Yeah, I mean, we already feel bad enough you have to sometimes suffer through that advertising, but hey, it's a little bit. We get a little bit back.
Moving on.
Apple, we seem to mention them at some point in every episode, have announced 128 gigabyte iPad 4, which seems an extortionate size.
How much is it? Because I haven't actually read the price of it yet.
It's about the same price as an entry-level MacBook Air. I think it was.
No.
Yeah, which seems...
Jeez, that's like $999 US.
I think it was about... Yeah, I think it worked out to be about 780 quid, something like that. But I mean, iPad use for more professional sort of things is like sort of getting better. Like people do use it for a lot of sort of music recordings and that sort of thing. But I can see how that would be necessary eventually. I don't think that big a size is necessary right now. I mean, I'm still looking forward to a time.
Maybe they've got something up in the pipeline for iOS 7 where, you know, this will be a device where you would want to store stuff, you know, where you have a file manager, or, you know, where you could literally work on.
I mean, that's
a powerhouse.
Exactly what I'm hoping for. It's just something like that. It is actually making me more and more frustrated the more and more
just leave. Seriously, just leave.
Well, I have. I mean, I'm only using this because I ran my Nexus down today. But yeah, the whole just file system and closeness of it is driving me nuts, and a lot of users. Talking of the closeness of the App Store as well, a photography service that I use a lot, 500 Pixels, was removed from the App Store. Now, this was a very controversial thing because basically you could access nude photos on it.
Yes.
Which obviously for the photography sort of industry is sort of quite a big thing. I mean, it's not like porn as such. It's just it's art.
Artsy nude. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was removed from the App Store, needs to say, and caused a bit of an uproar. But like I said, I think that's just a bit too close down. Like the App Store should have like 18 rating. Like if you're over 18, then you should be able to access at least things like mild like that.
Couple things on the subject of the 500 pixel App Store debacle. It's back.
Yeah,
it is back in the App Store. I think you just like can't access the not safe for work stuff anymore. It's probably the easiest way of doing it. I haven't really read into that, but I wanted to talk to you about Vine while we're on the subject of 500 pixels.
Sure.
Because Vine, obviously, if you guys have heard, Vine is the new video app from Twitter where you can take 6 seconds of video every day. Well, not every day, not just 6 seconds of video whenever you want, but you just press and hold on the screen when you want to record, and you let go and you want to stop, and then you keep doing it until your 6 seconds is up.
Yeah.
A lot of porn has been found on Vine, including on the editor's picks.
Yeah.
Which was user error, which I think is just hilarious.
Yeah. To be honest, I think it's all a whole marketing thing. It certainly got its name in, and I'm sure many people went on there to try it out. Yeah, I suppose
all bad publicity is,
good publicity in a way.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good app. I mean, I do actually have fun using it. Essentially, because it puts the videos on loop, it essentially sort of turns it into a GIF.
As a GIF would sound.
Yeah.
which apparently, and this is just a comment I read on one of the NSFW ones on the news, which was a kid got suspended because it was playing out loud at school.
No, I was actually innocently scrolling through some the other day, and one did actually just.
I was innocently.
Yeah.
Innocently googling the Google. Why is googling now the term for search? Anyway,
clearly working.
Yeah. Finally, I want to talk about the jOBS movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this isn't the jOBS movie made by Sony Pictures. This is the indie the indie one coming out in April, called jOBS with a small J, and starring Ashton Kutcher. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about. It premiered about a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
It premiered. It got mixed reviews. That's what
premiered.
That's what films do. They get mixed reviews.
Yeah.
There was a scene that was released just before the premiere, which was basically Steve Wozniak, who was there at the original version of this back when it happened. Basically, that never happened.
Yeah, I know, because the director actually invited was to be a part of the show, and was looked at the script and was like, "This is rubbish."
Yeah, so he went to the Sony Pictures one. But it's interesting to think, like, this film might not be anything like what actually happened.
No, and I mean, even I'm still going to watch it. I'm actually quite excited for it. I mean,
yeah,
Jobs
what
was a
annoys me
massive
is
influential-
really trying to not go on a piracy rant, but what annoys me is the fact that it's being released in the States on April 19th, but there's no international release date, and loads of people want to see this film, but we've got no choice but to get it in sort of.
I'll tell you what, Ashton Kutcher, I never thought to say this, but Ashton Kutcher, but he looks like he plays a brilliant part.
Well, I've just pulled up an article before the shoot today. Ashton Kutcher ended up in hospital 2 days before filming.
What?
Because he went with the method acting, where you actually like get into character, and he did Steve Jobs' fruit diet, where you only have fruit, and essentially he ended up in hospital 2 days before shooting the film. His pancreas levels were completely out of whack. Essentially, it was a bad idea.
They are amazing, some of these method actors, though. You watch some of them, sometimes like the weight that they put on and take off, and
yeah, but crazy. The fact that this is really weird, because the fact that his pancreas levels were out of whack, that's what Jobs died of. Jobs died of pancreatic cancer. Like, that's. I don't know.
I don't know if I'd put myself on opposite. If I was...
I think he kept eating, like, just ate normally after that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I was going to say, if I was doing a role of someone who died of lung cancer or something, I'm not going to be puffing myself away. But, yeah. So, I think that's pretty much all we want to talk about in this show.
Yeah.
So, leave all your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate it each week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, and I think next week we're going to be putting the episode up on the other channel.
Yes.
So there won't be one here?
Nope, there won't be one here, so head over there. You only have to see our faces once a week. That's all we ask for.
But I think that's it. I think that's it. So, of course, you can find us in the normal places: Twitter, Facebook, Google+.
We forgot half of them, but they're in the description.
Yes, they're all in the description. And until next time, ciao.